What's up, homies? It's your dog, Cool Eagle here, back here with another video talking about free agency because I was ecstatic to learn that Howie Roseman just recently released a statement saying the Eagles are not done in offseason moves. And when I thought about this, I thought about all the great draft picks we had, Jalen Reagor, Jalen Hurts, Davion Taylor, Quez Watkins, like the latter, Michael Warren, undrafted free agent, making that trade for Marquise Goodwin. And he says we're still not done. What also got me thinking is the running back position, which has been the most talked about amongst Eagle fans. And I am on the forefront of speaking into existence the reuniting of LeSeanMcCoy, an Eagles Hall of Famer, and Deshaun Jackson, who's a Hall of Famer on his own. Right now, the talks are between Devontae Freeman and LeSeanMcCoy. And if you just want me to keep it a buck, keep it a straight buck, this is just Cool Eagle talking. Like, I want LeSeanMcCoy. Growing up, in the 2000s and seeing LeSeanMcCoy getting drafted, one of the best things ever. I still watch his highlights to this day. And just look at his numbers. Although he didn't play a lot, for what he was able to do shows you he can still pull off a 1,000-yard season, which he had in 2017 with the Buffalo Bills. And I feel like he really could have did it with the Andy Reid Chiefs, but injuries happen, what have you. At his age is something to be expected. But I think that he's still able to have a bounce back year with having 4.6 yards per carry, still elite, whether you just want to believe it or not. And looking at Devontae Freeman, who had less than 4 yards to carry, although he had more yards, he just had more carries. But if you just look at his production, it's not what he was at his peak, 3.6 yards per carry. Although we're just using him as a spell back, you still want the production. But it really doesn't matter because Devontae Freeman is already in talks with the Buccaneers. And I can't be mad at him if he chooses Tampa Bay and Tom Brady over playing in Philadelphia with Carson Wentz. I mean, if you ask any young kid, who he'd rather play for right now, Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT. He has I guess you could say, the more exciting team just because Michael Evans. Well, actually, just because of Tom Brady. And, and the expectations that are already put on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who haven't really done anything since 2005, 7. That's just how bad. Even I can't remember that. But it's just, he would win either way because playing in Philadelphia with Carson Wentz, you're looking at a quarterback who has Hall of Fame credentials, worthy of the All-Decade team. As far as quarterbacks for his season, he had in 2017 being the second best second-year quarterback ever behind Dan Marino. So honestly, I would love to have LeSeanMcCoy back just because of the influence that he would have in the locker room, how he would bolster this already great roster, how he would be able to mold Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and, just the energy LeSeanMcCoy would bring that locker room. Him and Shady back together, man, Shady's going to be more motivated to, not get hurt and play his all out his last couple years of his career if he gets to play it with the guy he had his best years with. So, I'm all in for LeSeanMcCoy. I think he's a better back than Freeman. I think with the amount of work that we'd give LeSeanMcCoy, we would get maximum production out of that, which just based on the numbers off last year. Now, we can argue that at this stage of his career, he's more prone to injury. But out of all the running backs, on the list, he has the less severe injuries. But another free agent I like outside of LeSeanMcCoy is Reggie Ragland from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, although he was in a slump in 2018, I think he bounced back a little bit in 2019. Well, actually, in 2018, he had 86 tackles and 1 interception. And I think he picked off Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game in the end zone. So him in the locker room would just do well. Would do so well. He could help mold the young Davion Taylor, who's also a stud. He could, maximize the best out of Nathan Gary, who was one of the worst tackling linebackers in the league last year, and just the energy he would bring to a position where the Philadelphia Eagles were like, the most weakest at. We had the least production out of our linebackers and the worst tackling linebackers. So definitely good signing. And then offensive tackle Adrian Waddle. If I'm just pronouncing it wrong, forgive me, Buffalo Bills fans. But I think this is also would be a great signing if we did, just because now that you have the exit of Jason Peters and you're thrusting Andre Dillard into that starting role, I think having someone behind him with experience and the know-how could help in this position, also add depth as well. Out of 61 games Adrian Waddle has played over his career, he started over half. So I think this is pretty good, and I think the Eagles should sign him. One of my favorites, I want to say, is Deron Lee. He has 36 starts with the Jets, and although from the reports saying that he didn't project well for a first rounder, 36 starts still says a lot, even if you don't respect the Jets defense, who were pretty good last year. Obviously not against us, but the Jets defense were pretty good with Quentin Williams, Jamal Adams, and I think he could bring experience as well to that Eagles locker room, a low-key, unappreciated experience. And then he's pretty talented too. He's a very fast linebacker. I like a very fast linebacker, which is something that we need. And he's not that bad of a tackler. Definitely better than Nathan Gary. So I think the Eagles should, consider going after Deron Lee. Now, if you gave me an an honorable mention pick, I'd have to go with Logan Ryan, just because he's played on some of the best secondaries in the NFL. He's played with New England under Bill Belichick with the McCourty brothers, Chris Chung, Malcolm Butler, and then he went on to play for Tennessee under Mike Vrabel, around all pros like Kevin Byard and that other guy I can't name. Oh yeah, and Malcolm Butler. So I think that these would be great picks, and the Eagles should go after them. So tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think, man. Let's talk football, man. Are these great signings that the Eagles should go after? And if they're not, tell me why not. Let's talk.